Okay, so you want to plan a trip, but you're really concerned about the uncertainty of travel right now and in the future. So what do? Well, first of all, know that 46% of Americans plan on traveling soon, by the end of this year, but only 14% have actually made their plans. Why is that? Well, it's because of the uncertainty. So how can you plan a trip and have peace of mind knowing that you're protected should anything happen between now and when your trip is supposed to start? We call it CFAR. If you've never heard of CFAR, we're going to go over all the juicy details of how this can protect your trip and allow you to plan now for the future. So, what is CFAR and how does it work? In this episode, we're going to go over how it works, what it costs, and what it protects. But before we do that, know that I am not an insurance agent, but I've been in the travel industry for over 20 years, and I'm very familiar with travel insurance policies. So keep that in the back of your mind. This is just for informational purposes. How does cancel for any reason insurance work? Okay, so when you purchase a trip, you can get trip protection. It protects you if you were to fall ill and not be able to take the trip, or if someone in your immediate family falls ill and you're unable to take a trip, or if you get laid off. There are many reasons why you could cancel for a covered reason. But COVID-19 or fear of catching COVID-19 is not one of them. So what do? You really want to plan a trip, but you don't want to be stuck with the bill and decide that you don't want to go. You could cancel if you see a black cat. You could cancel because you decided you want to repaint your living room instead. I mean, who would do that? But, it's an option. So what can you do? This is something that we have been doing over the past several years because life is so unpredictable that canceling for a covered reason doesn't necessarily mean most of the reasons. So insurance companies have taken note and they want to help. So cancel for any reason allows you to cancel your trip up to 48 hours prior to your departure, and you will get a refund, a partial refund, of your non-refundables. The partial refund depends on the insurance carrier, but it usually runs between 50 and 75% of your non-refundable prepaids. So this is perfect for a longer trip or a more costly trip. For a weekend away, it's probably not worth it. But for a longer trip or one that is costly, it's going to give you that peace of mind. Keep in mind that you have to cancel within 48 hours of your trip departure date. So that's really important. But that gives you up until 2 days before leaving to cancel. Next, what's this going to cost? Alright, so trip protection normally costs somewhere between 4 and 10% of the total cost of your trip. It depends on where you live and how old you are. Next, cancel for any reason waiver is a supplemental insurance on top of that insurance. And it's usually about 40 to 50% of the cost of your insurance. If you purchase a trip for $5,000, your trip protection is going to be about $500. Let's say 10% of the cost of your trip. The supplemental cancel for any reason insurance is going to be an additional $200. Just to give you an idea of costs. Now, how does this protect you against COVID-19? Well, first of all, if you get COVID-19 just before you leave, you're protected with your trip protection insurance. If you decide, you know what, I just don't feel right, I'm just nervous, COVID-19, I just don't feel good about it, then it will cover, again, 50 to 75% of your non-refundables from your travel supplier. So, whether you have COVID-19 or whether you have a fear of traveling because of COVID-19 or something completely unexpected, this will cover you. Okay, so let's recap. Cancel for any reason insurance is a supplemental insurance that you get with your trip protection insurance, and what it gives you is peace of mind. We've gone over how it works, how much it costs, and what it covers. So, if you want to plan a trip, go for it. This is a great way to protect you in case there's some kind of uncertainty that doesn't allow you to go on your trip. You'll have peace of mind between now and when your trip starts.
Okay, Alex, this is a good one. Favorite neighborhood in Paris for a young couple romantic trip. Thanks, love the channel. So Montmartre has always been my go-to, and I'll be honest with you, I've been there for romantic trips with Jocelyn as well when we were not old farts like we are now, because there's a lot of different places to go and eat. There's a lot of places to go out to, a lot of cafes, a lot of places to stay as well. So Montmartre is my go-to, and it doesn't have like the overrun tourist feel like you stay by the Eiffel Tower or someplace, so that's helpful. So Jefferson's going to Belize in April. Do you have any place to recommend? So if you're going to San Pedro, if you're going inland, honestly, I would do the day trip into Guatemala to go to Tikal. And you can see Tikal in our like Shocks of Guatemala video. Tikal is fantastic. It's one of the best ruins you can go see in the Western Hemisphere. Do that. But what's cool is you can actually do rafting in a cave, which is really cool. And then when you go out to the Keys, you want to go swim with the sharks and the rays. That's actually really cool. We got a video on the dumps of Belize, sharks of Belize, what to know before you go to Belize, Key Coker video. Watch those; they'll be really helpful for you. New Zealand, that will be eventually, will not be in 2022 and probably will not be in 2023 just because of all the lockdowns they had. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for that. So Eric wants to know, from Norway, is it difficult to get into the U.S. now or fully vaxxed? Thanks in advance. If you're fully vaxxed, no, it's not. You just have the test before you come, book your stuff. So they're welcome tourists, and it started in November. Now instead of testing like 48 hours before, or 72 hours before, now you got to test within 24 hours. So you got to think about that, Eric. And Eric, thank you for helping all those people asking about Norway. That's really awesome of you. Thank you very much. So Kevin Lance asks, have you been to South Korea? We have not. My dad has. My dad worked in South Korea for a number of years, but never took us. And my mom and I are still very bitter. So Dad, on you. The travel tips, Qatar or Qatar, depending on who you talk to. World Cup advice, I have not been. I might be going there before to film some stuff, tell people that do go there, but I do not have anything right now. So, travel check. I'm Cornhole, yes. Beavis and Butthead live on. Clark Travis is Karen with a moody teen face. What? There's no moody teen? I know not what you speak of. Not at all. No, he's a good guy. He's a good kid, so I can't really say anything bad. Lori, I love Barcelona as well. Oh, Anne's going back next year to Paris. Nice. Anna B. So is Cancun safe to go to now? Sounds like a mess there. Cancun has had more issues lately. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not as safe as it was 4 or 5 years ago, but it's still probably the safest place to go to in Mexico and probably safer than some places you go in the U.S. So take that for what you will. Francis doing the flex. Hi all, it's 4 a.m. here in Split, Croatia. I just want to say hi. Considering Sicily for February. Ho ho. Thank you, Francis. Yeah, Sicily's fun. One thing I'll say, if anyone's going to go to Sicily, what you have to realize is Sicily does not have Roman ruins. It has Greek ruins because the Rome had Sicily as a breadbasket, so it was just for like farming. So if you go to the Valley of the Temples when you're there, it's actually Greek temples you go see. So it's kind of cool. Element Lifestyle, great and improving people. Hey, thumbs up to you. Had a great time when we were there. Hey Sue, hope you're doing well. Yeah, so we will be in Southeast Asia after COVID-19 madness is over. Yes, that is one of the things is you'll see like. If you look on Delta's website, they'll say, oh, we're going to Europe. We're going to someplace they'll say Caribbean and Latin America, but it's mostly Caribbean. There's not much going on to Asia. Not many flights going over there. Eventually, we will get there. And Southeast Asia is at the top of our list. So we will get there. Don't you worry about that. Let's see. So here in Jim, if you're going to first time trip to South America, what country to go to? I would recommend Peru, just because the infrastructure and the sites, it just pays off to go there. That's. I mean, I love Brazil, and Brazil is my favorite country in South America, but I still tell people to go to Peru, just because it's a lot easier to deal with. So my no-go zones. Mark, have you been to Tulum? It looks like it's all the rage on social media, especially with the Instagram influencer crowd. So it is, because it's very easy to get really good Instagram shots in Tulum with the tower and the beaches all right there. It's kind of set up perfectly. And this is one thing I have to tell a lot of you. Look, just because it looks cool in an Instagram shot doesn't mean it's a cool place to go as a vacation destination. You need to do more research than just looking at an Instagram post, obviously. But if you want to get the cool shot, Tulum is really nice. But I usually recommend Tulum as kind of if you're going to Cancun, use that for a day trip and go down there for that. Or you can actually stay by Tulum and do that. But we usually stay in Cancun and then go explore from there. Oh, Austin is flexing himself. Just got on Woodford on ice. Woodford with really, really bad cranberry ginger ale. It's disgusting. Brisket and sipping Buffalo Trace. You win today, Austin. You win today. But tomorrow will be another battle. Let's see. So Tyler says, are the requirements for going between European countries different than when going to one of the countries? Yes, it is. It's kind of like when you come to the U.S., you have requirements for going to the U.S., and once you're going within the U.S., it's different. There's not really any restrictions, but we're going in Europe. Once you're in there, it's a little bit different. Some places ask you to test, some places don't actually test. So you really got to do your research beforehand. It's really hard to keep up with everything. So let's see. So, Betty, what about neighborhoods for Rome, Italy? What's a good neighborhood that most don't visit? So, if you go out by the Hippodrome, there's some really good restaurants out there that not a lot of tourists go to. That would be one thing I would recommend. Hunter, what would be your favorite state in the U.S.? Well, I live in Illinois, so Illinois, of course. But I think for tourists, man, that's actually kind of tough because I really go with regions. I mean, it's really tough to say what my favorite state is as a tourist. I think if you're looking for stuff to do and things to see, probably California for a state has the most stuff to see and do. Let's see. Oh, Sue, your Portugal trip really helped us. We now live in Lisbon. I am jealous. # jelly, as the kids would say. That's awesome. MH08, thoughts on Colombia? That is actually one of the places we're looking to go to next year. They have the restrictions aren't too bad going there. It's just getting the flag to Colombia is something I have to look into. All right, Patrick Matz, love the channel. Thank you very much. Chicago family here. Cool. Best destination, Republic of Ireland. College daughter heading there next year. Okay, don't waste your time with Dublin. If your daughter's going to school there, you'll see her there. Don't waste your time. There's a place called Kennedy Castle. It's with T's, not D's. We went and stayed at. It's like totally relaxing place to go. Middle of nowhere, middle of Ireland, worth going to. Ring of Kerry is great to drive, but I would do the Cliffs of Moher. So I would fly to Dublin, get your car in Dublin. Don't go into Dublin. Get your car in Dublin. Go hit Kilkenny on the way out. Then go to Galway. Stay in Galway. Galway, go down Cliffs of Moher and the Barron. Then go down to the Dingle Peninsula and the Ring of Kerry. Come across. You can stop in Cork and do Killarney, or not Killarney. You can stop in Cork and do the Blarney Cast if you want, but you can go over to Waterford, which is a nice town, not just about the crystal, and then head up to Dublin, see her there when she's studying. That would be what I recommend for you, so I hope that helps. Nader, yellow fever vaccine. So if you're going to be going to places like parts of Brazil, if you're going to be going to like Tunisia, certain places require you to have that. You need to ask for specific places because not every place will be able to give you a yellow fever vaccine. I know we all got it when we went to Tanzania and Rwanda a couple years ago, and we had to go to Chicago for that. So you have to find a place that is giving it. So let's see. Kyle Lincoln. Planning a trip to Mexico this year? Not this year. Maybe next year. We'll be back. So, yes. Thank you to everybody that's helping everybody out in the comments section. I know I got on here late. missed our live. It's been crazy. So I really appreciate everybody helping you out. Malja makes a good point. Do you think Tulum was turning to Bali 2.0? No, because Bali is so cheap to live in that people stayed there forever. That's one of the reasons there's no point for me to go make Bali videos, because there's like 4,000 other travel vloggers making Bali videos. Tulum, there's not people staying there like there was in Bali, because Bali is a good base and you can go travel all around Southeast Asia, and it's a lot cheaper than staying in Tulum. So, but that's a good one, a good point. Let's see. Dana, how many freaking fly miles do you have? Any tips to travel to England next July? England, rent a car. You can use public transportation and do the trains, but you're not going to see as much. You're going to be kind of like stuck with their system. I would rent a car and go explore on my own. Do not drive in London. Get your car and drive out and explore, then drop it off, and then go see London at the end. My frequent flyer miles, I think I have, I don't know, because I spent a bunch taking the kids a few years ago. I just used that to pay for the kids' flights. I think I got like 800,000 right now. So, MHOA, Woodford Reserve here. Good to see another one in the house. Let's see. Ian says New Zealand will open up in April. You can come from then. We just hit 90% whole population fully vaccinated today. Cool. So there's hope that we can get down there. Nice to see. That's just it, because sometimes you don't know when things are going to open up. Because like Australia said we're going to open up in November, and I'm like, let's wait until see it happens. And so New Zealand's like, okay, April will open up. Let's see when things get going again. So maybe the end of next year we might be there. I don't know, because I only have stuff kind of planned out for the first half of the year. Because I like to kind of like get my trips about 6 months out. I have stuff kind of like set what we're going to do. Farther than that, it's more like I've got it penciled in where I think we're going to go. So lots of stuff there. Oh, what do you recommend for Paris Metro Pass after they cancel the Metro booklets in March? Man, I would just get a... So what you have to realize is in Paris, it's so convenient. The metro is so convenient. You're never more than 500 meters from a metro stop anywhere in the city. It's such a great thing to use. And if they don't have the booklets, so much walking to do. I might just do like a week pass if you're there, just to make it easy. You can just hop on and hop off whenever you want. So Eddie, hello from Ireland. Mark, hey, long time fan of your channel. Thank you very much. Glad you had a great time here. We always have a great time in Ireland. Planning a trip to Turkey in the new year. Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. 1, follow the news. 2, the Turkish currency is crashing like crazy, so don't get any money before you go. Just get it out when you're there. Pay with your credit card because the exchange rates, you get the best exchange rate that way. I'm trying to remember if they have extra restriction for some of the things. Turkey gets a bad rap because it really does have a lot of really great sites to see from like Roman times and Greek times and all kinds of things. There's a lot to see there. I would say is concentrate on a region, because Turkey is a huge country. If you don't realize how big Turkey is, so I would kind of focus in an area and do that instead of trying to get yourself all over the place. So something to think about. Chris Morgan, yes, there are plans for Egypt, Israel, Lebanon, and Jordan. All of them are there. All those trips got canceled because of COVID. So we got to replan those and re-put those together, so they will be there before, or we will be getting there. So Kim says, hey, my family is loving the Belfast videos. We definitely want to go at Christmas next time. Where would you travel for a Christmas trip? Okay, so Belfast was actually great. I wish we would have spent more time in Belfast. Belfast is a great Christmas market, super friendly people. For me, best place to go at Christmas time around the world: Germany, Austria, Ireland, England, France, Czech Republic, Northern Italy. Those are it's a European thing because you have the Christian societies and the Christmas stuff's all over the place. So there's just a really great time to go. Like that'd be something. But if you go to like Brazil, you can have like the party Christmas, which is pretty fun too. But is Cambridge, England, we're visiting? Yes, it is. I've been multiple times. I'm actually going to be going there next year, and I'll be filming in Cambridge later next year. So I'll be making videos there for that. But yeah, Cambridge is for a day trip. I usually recommend that's the top day trip to go to from London. So, all right. Ooh, I'm like 400 messages behind. I apologize. I missed your question. I'm sorry. Yes, Dublin is good to visit. I prefer going to the rest of Ireland over Dublin, just because it's just so hectic, but it's fun. Like my 15-year-old's like, can we just come back to Dublin and just do a trip on Dublin? Because the shopping and the parties and all that stuff, so it's a fun place to go. But yeah, you have a good time when you're there. Yeah, Betty, I agree with Mark. We use the metro every day in Paris. Yeah, you got to. It's just so easy to do when you're there. Sadly, Alana, I have not been to Maldives. I wish I had. I have a lot of friends that went there for their honeymoon. That was like a very popular place for my Portuguese friends to go on their honeymoons. Still, thoughts on Frontier Airlines? I've never flown with them, so I can't say anything about it. So until I fly with them, you know me, I will not give you advice on places I haven't gone. I only give you advice on stuff I really know. So. Alright. So Robert was just in Chicago and just went to the Chris Kindle Market. It's a Chris Kindle Market, Christchild Market in Chicago this weekend. What European markets would you suggest for my bucket list? Okay, so Nuremberg in Germany is the Christmas capital. That's one place. Strasbourg in France, that's the capital of Christmas in Germany. That's another place. Any smallish, medium-sized city in Germany or Austria is going to have really good Christmas markets worth visiting. Those are my go-tos right there. And I would say a town of 40,000 has a better Christmas market than the Chicago Christmas market. I said it, and it's true, because they just have it in the Daily Plaza. These towns are all over. So you'll be surprised how much fun you have.